I-remove ko muna kayo ha. Ayan. Ayan, so dyan kayo manonood sa link na yan. Wait natin yung iba. Wait na tayo doon. Ayan. Okay. Naririnig niyo ako, guys? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Pwede niyong i-type sa ano? Can you hear me? Pwede niyong i-type sa ano? Can you hear me, guys? Please type. Okay, thank you. So we are going to start our newscast for this afternoon. Okay, so mauuna natin si Nisha, si Fernando. Nisha, Fernando.
So we are going to start our
okay, paki-mute niyo muna.
Okay, so
paki-mute ng inyong ano. Ayan, so pag nasa StreamYard kayo, paki-mute ng inyong mic muna, ha? Okay, so sino ba yung ano dyan? So kayong 1, 2, 3, 4, at tanggalin mo natin to si Precious. So Precious, ikaw yung susunod. Pag may umalis na isa, may papasok. Alright, so etong first 4 natin, sila yung unang magre-report. So please get ready with your stories. Alright, so Nisha, anong balita mo? Showbiz?
News po, sir.
News, ikaw Fernando?
Sports po.
Sports. So news, sports, ikaw Mark?
Sir, di pa po tapos. Wait lang.
O di ano muna kita sa ano?
Sir, news po sa akin.
Okay, tanggalin muna kita ano Fernando sa link. Ikaw Andrea?
News po.
Ikaw Precious, anong ano mo? Ano ang balita mo? News, showbiz?
National news, sir.
Okay, so news, puro news tayo. So ayan. So magi-start na tayo ha. So puno ang backstage. Pag may umalis na isa, agawan na lang kayo ha. Agawan na lang pag may nawalang isa. Okay, so after 5 minutes, I will post the word attendance para sa attendance natin. Okay, tapos paki-check nga kung naririnig yung background. Can you hear the background? Can you hear the sound background? Sound? Wala?
Sir, wala pa kaming narinig.
Okay, hindi ko pa na-share. Sorry naman. Sorry naman. Okay. Ayan. Ayan. Can you hear now? Can you hear now? All right. So ayan na. So magsisimula na tayo ha. So Nisha, get ready ha. Ikaw yung unang napasala. Saktong-sakto. Okay, so magi-intro muna ako tapos papapasukin ko kayo na para tayo nag-a-announce din parang sa TV ano din. Okay? So hindi nga kahapon naka-formal talaga ako eh. Ngayon ano pa din naman parang nasa ano pa din studio. Okay. Magandang umaga Pilipinas. Ngayon ay nandito tayo sa sorry. Ulitin natin. Ulitin natin. Ulit. Ulit. Ayan, sabi ko sa inyo nakakabulol pag on the spot. Pero kayo naman kasi may babasahin ha. Okay, so ulitin natin ha. Anong araw ba ngayon? Ngayon ay Magandang araw Pilipinas. Ngayon ay ikalabintatlo ng Enero taong 2021. Makakasama niyo ako ngayon sa hapon na ito. Ako si Sernan para sa FTV Patrol. Ngayon ay may makakasama tayong news correspondents mula pa sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa. Tawagin natin ang ating unang news correspondent mula pa sa lungsod ng General Trias City. Nisha, pasok!
Thank you, Sir Nan. The Philippines is targeting to vaccinate up to 200,000 persons against COVID-19 every day once the nationwide vaccinations begin. General Carlito Galvez Jr., Chief of Staff of Armed Forces of the Philippines, stated in an interview that at least 100 to 200,000 people every day will be vaccinated to have a record-breaking daily vaccination rollout. He also added that trainings of estimatedly over 25,000 vaccinators are ongoing and even set a goal of vaccinating 60 to 70% of all Filipinos within 3 to 5 years. Furthermore, procurement of 148 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines is being eyed for 2021. And so far, the Philippines already signed deals for vaccines developed by China Sinovac, the Serum Institute of India, and British drug maker AstraZeneca. And this is Nisha Marlatov bringing you the fastest and most reliable news today. FTV Patrol.
Thank you so much, Nisha, for the latest updates on COVID-19. Now, makakasama naman natin ngayon ang ating news correspondent mula pa sa lungsod ng Dasmariñas City, Mark Angelo Paredes. Mark Angelo, anong...
Salamat, sir. Sugatan ng isang phone snatcher matapos siyang bagain ng biniktima mismo na taxi driver sa Commonwealth Avenue, Quezon City. Pinenta ng taxi driver na si Guldarito Robin, nakatambay siya sa labas ng kanyang taxi, abala sa pakipag-chat sa kanyang cellphone nang bigla itong hablutin ng suspect na si Joshua Mendoza. Agad tumakas ang suspect at ang kanyang kasama isang motorsiklo. Hinabol naman agad ng taxi driver ang mga suspect hanggang sa pinatag ng suspect ang kanyang mga windshield. Doon umano, gani Obin ang motorsiklo ng mga suspect. Nakatakas ang samahan ng isang suspect habang sugatan naman ang isang niyang kasama na si Mendo. Wasak naman ang bumper ni Obin. Nadami din sa habulan ng dalawa ang isa pang motorsiklo minanehon naman ni Michael Bergante. Nagtamo tuloy ng mga sugat sa ulo si Verte at sugatan din ang kanyang kasamahang babae. Aminado naman na ang nahuling suspect na nagawa niya ang krimen. Pwede nila sa ospital ang mga nasugatan habang posible namang makakasong theft ang suspect. Ito po si Mark Angelo, nagbabalita. Talagang
Maraming salamat, Mark Paredes. Medyo choppy ang ating kasamang si Mark mula pa sa lungsod ng Dasmariñas City. Sa ngayon naman ay makakasama natin mula pa sa lungsod ng Imus City ang ating news correspondent na si Andrea Jaime. Andrea, what is the latest news about it?
Thank you, Sir Nan. The Department of Health on Saturday pleaded with the multitude who descended on Capua Church and its vicinity for the annual feast of the Black Nazarene to go into self-quarantine and closely watch for any symptoms of COVID-19. To prevent a super spreader event, officials canceled the January 9 Resolution, a procession which draws hundreds of thousands of barefoot devotees who follow the image of the centuries-old statue of Jesus Christ, carrying a cross on a float being pulled by a rope for more than 20 hours through central Manila's major streets from Rizal Park to Quiapo Church. In a statement, the DOH advised those who took a part in the annual veneration of the Black Nazarene to minimize interactions, especially with the vulnerable members of their households, and to conduct active self-monitoring for any symptoms. In lieu of the procession, church authorities scheduled 15 masses starting before dawn on Saturday, but with only 400 people allowed inside the church each time. Thousands outside followed the rites that were shown live on 12 large television screens around the church. By noon on Saturday, at least 400,000 devotees had been to the church and its vicinity since Friday night, according to the Manila Police Chief, Brigadier General Leo Francisco. Andrea Jaime reporting for FTV Patrol.
Thank you, Andrea, for that latest news update. Ngayon ay makakasama naman natin mula pa sa lungsod ng General Trias ang ating news correspondent, Precious Nicole Cotianco. Precious, ano ang meron dyan?
Salamat, Sir Nan. Sa 10,000 bus units na may franchise na pumapasok sa Metro Manila, nasa 5% lamang ang nakakapag-operate sa ngayon. Sa pagtaya ng Provincial Bus Operators Association of the Philippines o PBOAP, ay 15,000 empleyado ng mga provincial bus company ang nawala ng trabaho dahil sa pandemya, kagaya ng mga konduktor, ticket seller at janitor. Sa tala ng Department of Labor and Employment, higit 400,000 ang permanenteng nawalan ng trabaho at 5 milyon naman ang apektado ng flexible work management. Samantala, ayon kay Labor Assistant Secretary Dominic Tutay, ay may employment recovery plan na ang gobyerno. Precious Bochampo para sa FTV Patrol. Balik sa iyo, Sir Nan.
Maraming salamat, Precious, para sa iyong bagong balita. Makakasama naman natin ngayon mula pa sa Cavite ang ating news patroller na si Abigail Galdones para sa FTV. Abigail, ano ang meron dyan?
Thank you, Sir Nan. Justice Secretary Menard Rivera on Friday ordered the National Bureau of Investigation to conduct its own probe into the death of flight attendant Christine Becerra. This follows Rivera's earlier statement that he would discuss the recent incident with the NBI, which eventually led to the agency offering its assistance to the Philippine National Police. Police have gone criticism for what observers describe as the slow plateau after Sarah's death on January 1, with the Makati City prosecutor ordering three suspects released over insufficient evidences of charges of rape with homicide and setting the case for further investigation. The prosecutor's office said that the case needed more clarification. The police told that the case was one of rape with homicide, while initial autopsy report proved that her case was due to ruptured aortic aneurysm. The men implicated in the death of the Sarah have already denied that they have something to do over their friend's death, and until kilometers were told the body placed in their head were told put the complaint filed against them. This is Abigail Galdones reporting for FTV Patrol.
Uy, patay tayo dyan.
Thank you so much, Abigail, for that latest updates. For more information, we have our news correspondent, Jomar Monson. Jomar.
Salamat, Sir Nan. Dalawang klase ng bakuna para sa COVID-19 ang maaaring dumating sa bansa sa Pebrero. Ang ito kapagawaran ng kalusugan noong Lunes. Aling kay Health Undersecretary Maria Perez, ang bansa ay mayroon ng portfolio para sa iba't ibang mga bakuna, pero ay maaari nang ma-deliver sa bansa ang mga bakuna. Dagdag niya, 2 uri ng bakuna ang maaari nang maipamahagi pagdating ng Pebrero. Ang tanungin ay tumangging magbigay ng karagdagang impormasyon tungkol sa bakuna si Perez. Sa kasalukuyan ay mayroon ng kasunduan ang ilang lokal na pamahalaan sa AstraZeneca para sa supply ng bakuna at alinsunod ito sa pambansang pamahalaan. Gayun din ang pamahalaan na nakikipag-ugnay na sa iba't ibang kumpanya para sa bakuna gaya ng Pfizer at Moderna ng Amerika, Sinovac at Sinopharm ng China at Gamaleya Institute ng Russia. Jomar Monson ng FTV Patrol nagbabalita.
Maraming salamat, Jomar, para sa iyong latest COVID-19 updates. Para sa mga karagdagang balita, makakasama naman natin ngayon mula pa sa lungsod ng Rosario, Aaron, ano ang meron?
Thank you, Sir Nan. A new school on the block. The LSU schools NU to claim stunning victory in the invitation game. De La Salle University spearheaded National University to fashion out 71-69 record and punctuated the victory in 2020 collegiate invitational game FU Gym yesterday. The LSU MVP player Jason Perkins delivered 14 points and 7 rebounds to finish it off and secure the outstanding victory of the team. Teamwork worked out for the LSU Archer as the winning team gains the momentum in the early part of the game and surging a 9 points gap ahead the NU resulting a first half domination. The clash has been built between the LSU and NU, but Perkins looks stunned and humbled as the other team claim a quick outcome on the third pace. 49-49 deadlock. Aaron Jason Peña reporting from FTB Patrol.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for that sports news. For more information, we have Kate Garcia. Kate, ano ang meron dyan?
Thank you, Sir Nan. Ikinasal na ang pop star princess na si Sarah Geronimo sa aktor na si Mateo Godecelli matapos ang 6 na taon bilang magpuntahan. Ipakasal ang dalawa sa Taguig noong Huwebes ng gabi sa isang civil ceremony ayon sa isang source ng ABS-CBN reporter na si MJ Felipe. Unang kinumpirman na Sarah at Mateo ang kanilang engagement noong Nobyembre 2019. Sa kabila ng masayang okasyon, pagbalita namang nagkaroon ng gulo sa pagitan ni Mateo at isang miyembro ng security ni Sarah. Ayon sa isang close-in security detail ni Sarah na si Jerry Tamara, sinuntok daw siya ni Mateo na mapagbintangan siyang nagsumbong sa nanay ni Sarah tungkol sa kasal. Ako si Kate Garcia para sa FTV Patrol.
Maraming salamat, Kate, para sa iyong balita. Magbabalik ang FTV Patrol pagkatapos ng ilang patalastas.
Ma?
Oo?
Ampun po ba ako?
Ha? Sino naman nagsabi sa'yo niyan?
Kasi ma, lagi na akong inaasar sa school eh. Ampun daw ako ma eh.
Anak, iba sinabi ko sa'yo, huwag ka magpapa-apekto sa sinasabi ng iba.
Pero ma, sabihin mo sa akin ma, ampun po ba ako? Ha? Ma! Ampun ba ako? Ha? May paliwanag mo ito ma. May paliwanag mo, bakit may 4 na baso ko sa likod?
Matagal na namin itinago ito sa'yo, anak. Pero sa palagay ko pa na malaman mo.
How it is important.
Sorry. Okay. Nagbabalik ang FTV Patrol. Mula naman sa lungsod ng General Trias, balikan natin si Jester Macadenden. Jester, ano ang meron dyan?
Maraming salamat, Sir Nan. Isang putol-putol na katawan ng lalaki ang natagpuan sa isang bangin sa Los Baños, Laguna ayon sa ulat ng unang balita nitong Miyerkules. Nakalagay ang chop-chop na katawan sa 4 na trash bag na natagpuan ng 2 residenteng kukuha lang sana ng halaman sa lugar. Nang buksan ng mga pulis ang trash bags, tumambad sa kanila ang hiwa-hiwalay na binti, kamay, katawan at ulo ng biktima. Maputi at singkit ang biktima na tinatayang may edad 30 hanggang 40 taon. Meron siyang tattoo na Chinese character sa likod. Inaalam pa ng pulisya ang pagkakakilanlan ng biktima. Ako si Jester Macadenden, nakatutok, FTV Patrol.
Maraming salamat, Jester, para sa iyong sariwang balita. For more news update, we have Yoshiki Rojas. Yoshiki, ano ang hatid mong balita para sa FTV?
Thank you, Sir Nan. Local governments units LGUs from different cities and provinces in the Philippines announced on January 4 that they allocated funds to provide free COVID-19 vaccines for the residents. In a statement given by Makati Mayor Abby Binay, the COVID-19 Interagency Task Force is providing the local governments an opportunity to procure their own vaccines, but should still depend on the orders of the national government. Once the local government gets approval from the IATF, the City Council will be asked to pass a supplemental budget and the companies will be instructed to purchase vaccine for their employees and workers. Meanwhile, Food and Drug Administration Director General Eric Domingo instructed leaders to secure clearance with them before joining any clinical trials.
Thank you so much, Yoshiki, for your news update. Makakasama naman natin ngayon para sa Balitang Sports mula pa sa lungsod ng Tagaytay. Ronel, ano ang...
Good morning, FTV Patrol. Despite being surrounded by sea, Filipino swimmers are still losing. The Filipino team suffered a loss after Jessica Lacuna, a Filipino competitive swimmer, got the 4th place in the 29th Swimming Men's 400-meter individual medley finals in the SEA Games at the 25th of August 2017. The performance of the Filipinos in the said event got critics wondering, quote, why do the Filipinos keep losing at this event despite their entire country is surrounded by sea? The poor performance may be connected to the swimming not being one of the popular sports in the Philippines, thus less people are trained, especially when it comes to training athletes for international events like the mentioned SEA Games. Quote, swimming taught me a lot of things. It taught me to think critically, to be disciplined, and I think it taught me a lot more about myself. I learned more about myself, and patience is one of the things I love. Quote, Jessica Lacuna. Despite this, the swimming industry of the Philippines won't be stopping anytime soon and will continue to participate in the future events to help establish and strengthen the athletes in hope of getting a gold medal to be proud of. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ronel, for that swimming updates. For more news information, we have Terence Corlitz. Terence, anong meron sa...
Salamat, Sir Nan. Hindi umano napapanahon ng pagsusulong ng Kongreso ng Charter Change o mas kilala bilang Chacha ayon kay Vice President Leni Robredo. Sa kanyang Sunday Weekly Radio Show, sinabi ni Robredo na sa halip na pagtuunan ng pansin, ang Chacha ay mas makabubuti kung mag-focus muna ang pamahalaan sa pagtugon sa problema ng COVID-19. Ayon pa kay Robredo, ilang international bodies na ang nagsabi ng ekonomiya ng Pilipinas ay hindi kaagad makaka-recover mula sa impact ng pandemya kaysa sa ibang bansa. Dahil dito, mas mahalagaan niyang tutukan muna ng pansin ng pamahalaan ang pagtugon sa pandemya kumpara sa iba pang bagay. Sa kabilang banda, nilinaw naman ni Senate President Vicente Soto III na hindi nagnanais ng term extension si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa Chacha, kundi ang pagtatanggal lamang sa party list system. Narito si Terence Choy Curlit nag-uulat para sa FTV Patrol. Balik sa iyo, Sir Nan.
Salamat Terence para sa iyong sariwang-sariwang balita. Para naman sa ating international news, makakasama natin mula pa sa New Zealand, Joseph Uriel Martin. Joseph.
Hello, it's Joseph Uriel Martin and you're watching FTV Patrol, the latest on the coronavirus pandemic and vaccines. The US reported more than 4,000 COVID-19 deaths in a single day for the first time during the pandemic, Johns Hopkins University data showed. The UK has introduced mandatory coronavirus testing for all international arrivals and extended a Southern Africa travel ban to curb a new COVID-19 variant. China has locked down Zhejiang, 3 million people in Hebei province in an effort to contain the country's worst coronavirus flare-up in months. Australia's Greater Brisbane has entered a 3-day lockdown to stop the spread of the UK's strain of COVID-19. Once again, this is Joseph Real Martin and you're watching FTV Patrol.
Thank you so much, Joseph, for that international news. For more updates, we have Fernando Barcelona. Fernando.
Thank you, Sir Nan. Good afternoon, world. One of our eldest players, Reynald Hugnatan, will be continuing his career for another contributor for at least another year. According to the PBA website, 42 agreed for the extension of Hugnatan's contract. As the Miracle Bolts team manager Paulo Trillo said that it's a fitting reward for his contribution, especially from the recent bubble tournament. The extension of his career came after him showing another great performance in the last season of the Philippine Bubble Cup. That's it for the sports news. Reporting for FTV Patrol, back to you, Sir Nat.
Thank you so much, Fernando. For more local news on the updates of COVID-19, makakasama natin mula pa sa lungsod ng General Trias City, si Eugene Gumasing. Eugene, pasok!
Thank you, sir. COVID-19 cases in Philippines surpassed 491,000. Individual infected with the new coronavirus 91,250, with 1,524 more cases reported Tuesday. Data dated from the health show that the number of active cases in the country stands at 23,000 or 4% of the total. The agency also logged 44 additional recoveries, pushing the total number of COVID-19 survivors in the country to 408,172. The death, however, rose to 9,550 and 34 people succumbed to the coronavirus disease. Eugene Gumasin reporting for FTV Patrol. Back to you, Sir Nan.
Thank you so much, Eugene Gumasing. Para naman sa kanyang sariwang-sariwang updates, makakasama natin ngayon si Nika Dumalag. Nika.
Salamat, Sir Nan. Alexandra Maniego Ayala, kahit marino sa pandemya. Nakatanggap ng tiket ang Pinay na atleta Alexandra Maniego Ayala sa singles at doubles event ng Roland Garros Open 2020 Paris, France. Nantala ang laban para sa singles event ng pansamantala dahil sa epekto ng pandemya at ng COVID-19 virus. Ayon kay Ayala, pakay nitong may panalo ang kanyang pagpasok sa singles quarterfinals ng Grand Slam. Umusbong ang karera ng dalaga nang makilala ito sa kanyang pagsabak sa ilang mga torneo na nagaganap sa loob at labas ng bansa. Nagwagi sa doubles event ng Australian Open 2020 ang dalaga kasama ang Indonesia na manlalaro Priska Madeline Nugroho kung saan sila ay mas nanaig sa mga kalabang Sika Fackner at Matilda Mutavji. kasalukuyang scholar sa Rafa Nadal Academy si Ayala sa Mallorca, Spain, kung saan ito nag-aaral at patuloy na nagsasanay sa kanyang mga nalalapit pang laban. Nika Dumalag nag-uulat para sa FTV Patrol. Balik sa iyo, Sir Nan.
Maraming salamat, Nika, para sa iyong pag-uulat. Makakasama naman natin ngayon, ano pangalan nito, Iya? Okay, makakasama naman natin ngayon mula pa sa lungsod ng General Trias City, Angel Simbahon. Angel.
Thank you, Sir Nan. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere cautioned against making conclusions at this time about the surge in COVID-19 cases due to Christmas and New Year gatherings in a press briefing in Malacanang Tuesday. In accordance to Vergere, cases had been rising in the past 4 days compared with a 7-day moving average during the holiday season. This might have something to do with a 30% decrease in laboratory outputs during that time. Furthermore, Vergere said that the functions of the laboratories are normalizing and this might have some effect on the number of reported cases. They will look at the numbers for another week so that they can have a more accurate conclusions on the trends of cases. This has been Angel Simbaon reporting from FTV Patrol.
Thank you so much, Angel, for that news updates. Magbabalik ang FTV Patrol pagkatapos ng ilang patalastas.
Thank you, sir. Good morning po.
Good morning. Bigyan mo nga ako ng hamburger meal. Tapos yung fries, i-upgrade to large. At yung soft drink to pineapple juice. Tapos yung nameplate mo, tabingi.
Okay, you ordered
Kulang
for...
yung ngiti mo. Dagdagan mo. Kailangan. Pati ang mga mata mo, nakasmile.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Good afternoon. Can I take your order?
Bigyan mo ako ng burger steak meal.
Ma'am, would you like to try a peach mango pie to go with your meal?
Mango, iha. Hindi mango. Ulitin mo.
Would you like to try our peach mango pie po?
Better. But no thank you.
Good afternoon. Okay. Will that be all po, sir? Here's your order, ma'am. Enjoy your meal. Thank you po. Una na ako ah. Mano po, Lola?
Apo, pagbutihan mong trabaho mo, ha? Kung kinakailangan na nandun ako parati. Hanggat kaya ko, susuportahan kita hanggang maging manager ka.
Ang commercial na ito ay hatid sa inyo ng FTV Patrol. Nagbabalik ang FTV Patrol para sa ating showbiz update. Makakasama natin ngayon si Princess Joy Andres. Princess, ano ang meron sa iyo sa showbiz update ngayon? Nasaan si ano? Okay, mukha. Babalikan natin si Princess Joy Andres. Maaaring nagkakaroon lamang siya ng technical error. Ngayon ay tatawagin natin si Teka. Makakasama naman natin ngayon si Micaela Javier. Micaela, ano ang meron?
Saying the city will abide by the health department's prioritization protocol.
Micaela, medyo mahina ang ating feed, ang ating feed. Maaari kayang palakasin natin ang ating feed? Ayan. Babalikan natin si Micaela Javier para sa kanyang ulat. Ngayon naman ay dumako tayo sa susunod nating reporter. Mula pa sa lungsod ng General Trias ang ating FTV News Correspondent, John Michael Espalmado.
Thank you, Sir Nan. Devotees defy COVID-19 risk in Manila to attend Nazarene Feast. Last January 9, 2021, thousands of people ignored government advice and flocked to the Quiapo Church in Manila on Saturday to celebrate the Feast of the Black Nazarene. According to the Manila Police District, an estimated 400,000 people have been through the city's Quiapo District since 4 a.m. of the said day. Because of coronavirus restrictions, only 400 visitors at a time were allowed inside the church where the statue stands. More than 1 million people have taken part in the annual pilgrimage over the past years, and on this year's traslasyon, most people appear to have heeded the advice of authorities and health experts who urge devotees to stay home and attend Mass online. As stated by the Department of Health, authorities were quick to disperse the crowd of early morning visitors and ensure strict implementation of physical distancing. The Feast of the Black Nazarene is one of the country's biggest annual event of veneration, and the alarming threat of COVID-19 cases adds to the trial to every Filipino devotees. Again, I am John Michael B. Spamado together with FTV Patrol for bringing the latest issues and updates.
Thank you so much, JM, for that wonderful news update. Makakasama naman natin ngayon mula pa sa lungsod ng Marikina, Zara Tortoson. Zara, ano ang meron dyan?
Thank you, Sir Nan. The Department of Science and Technology said last Friday that the Philippine experts will need more samples from COVID-19 patients to check whether muted variant of the virus has already entered the country. Science and Technology Secretary Fortunato de la Peña said during the public briefing that it would be nice if they could collect 700 samples raised by the Philippine Genome Center. The Philippine Genome Center has so far tested 350 samples taken from travelers coming from the countries that have earlier reported the COVID-19 variant. So far, none have tested positive for the muted virus according to authorities. However, a Filipino worker earlier tested positive for the new COVID-19 variant more than a week after she arrived in Hong Kong. De La Peña noted that the Filipino was not infected with the virus by the time she boarded the plane in Manila. This morning, the country's interagency COVID-19 task force created a technical working group of experts to monitor and identify new COVID-19 variants and to suggest new policies to the government. Once again, I am Zara Isabel Tortoson, your news correspondent for today from FTV. Back to you, Sir.
Thank you so much, Sarah. For more news updates, makakasama natin ngayon si Nika Rose Lungan. Nika, ano ang meron dyan?
Urban farming sa mga jobless simulan na sa Caloocan. Dahil sa mawalang katiyakan kung hanggang kailan tatagal ang pandemya dulot ng COVID-19, sinimulan na ng pamahalaang lungsod ng Caloocan ng urban farming na magiging alternatibong pagkakakitaan ng mga residente. Sa panayam kay Engineer J. Bernardo ng City Environment and Management Department o CEMD, sinabi nito na ang pilot site ay ang Sunriser Village sa Liano Road kung saan 4 na barangay ang makikinabang sa pagtatanim ng iba't ibang mga gulay sa may 5,400 square meters na lupa. Ito ay ang mga barangay 165, 166, 167 at barangay 168. Ayon kay Bernardo, binubukal na ang mga lupa kaya maaari nang magparehistro ang nais na makaisa sa urban farming, kung saan sasailalim sa evaluation ng bawat isang matitiyak na handang magtanim at magbenta ng mga gulay bilang kanilang kabuhayan. Prioridad aniya ng city government ang mga pamilyang nawalan ng trabaho dahil sa COVID-19 pandemic. Sinabi pa ni Bernardo na naghanap din sila ng iba pang lupa sa Caloocan na maaaring hiramin ng city government upang gamitin ang urban farming. Ang mga butong itatanim ay ibibigay ng libre ng Department of Agriculture at ng Department of Agrarian Silungan para sa FTV Patrol.
Thank you so much, Nika. Makakasama naman natin ngayon si Jana Cheng para sa kanyang sariwang-sariwang balita.
Thank you, Sir Nan. Hong Kong has detected the presence of the new COVID-19 variant believed to be more infectious in a passenger who returned from Philippines on December 22. Hong Kong health officials said Tuesday that 4 new cases of the new variant were detected in their country, one case of which is a 30-year-old female Hong Kong resident who returned from Manila on December 22. Chuang Shukwan, head of the Communicable Disease Branch of the Hong Kong Health Department, said the resident, who is tagged as case 9003, arrived in Hong Kong via flight PR300. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere said the Philippine government had started coordinating with the International Health Regulations Focal Point of Hong Kong to request further details. Jana Cheng reporting for FTV News.
Thank you so much, Jana. Para naman sa kanyang balita, makakasama naman natin ngayon si Adrian Alzate. Adrian.
Thank you, Sir Nan. Brooklyn Nets erased 18-point deficit to snatch the victory against the Denver Nuggets. Kevin Durant totaled 33 points, 13 assists, and 9 rebounds as the Brooklyn Nets overcame an 18-point deficit and posted a 122-116 victory over the Denver Nuggets. Durant shot 12 for 18 from the floor overall. He scored 14 points in the third quarter when the Nets erased a 79-61 lead in the final 9-plus minutes. He secured Brooklyn's biggest comeback of the season by hitting a short shot with 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining in the game clock, and the three-pointer to give Nets a 120-113 lead with 27.9 seconds to go. Caris LeVert added 20 points and Bruce Brown contributed 6 of his 16 points in the fourth quarter, including a baseline 10-footer that snapped a 113-113 deadlock with 1 minute and 44 seconds left in the game clock. Joe Harris contributed 15 points for the Nets, who shot 60.8% in the fourth straight game without Kyrie Irving. Nikola Jokic amassed 23 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds and 7 steals for the Nuggets, who were outscored 61-37 in the final 20-plus minutes. Will Barton hit 6 3-pointers and added 22, while Jamal Murray contributed 20 for the Nuggets, who shot 50% overall. Denver went by 18 points early in the third on a 3-pointer by Barton, but the Nets used a 29-4 run to take a 90-83 lead on a basket by Taurean Prince with 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. This is Adrian Alzate, FTV Patrol.
Thank you, Adrian. For more news, we have John Dale. John Dale.
Thank you, Sir Nan. DNR finds Bataan landfill operator orders rehabilitation of facility. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources imposed a 150,000 pesos fine on the private operator of a sanitary landfill facility in Hermosa Town here for violation of the conditions of its environmental compliance certificate. In a 17-page resolution, William Conyado, OIC Director of the DNR Environment Management Bureau, also ordered EcoNest Waste Management Corporation to immediately rehabilitate the area and remove hazardous waste. The EMB also suspended the ECC it issues to EcoNest without prejudice to the conduct of rehabilitation ordered by the agency. Before its closure, the Hermosa government and the EMB DNR issued separate notices of violations to EcoNest after finding out that the operator had no valid discharge permit and hazardous waste generator registration certificate. Hermosa officials also discovered that some of its leachate treatment facilities had no protective lining, which could cause groundwater contamination due to leachate seepage. Jandel Andes, FTV News.
Thank you, John Dale. Makakasama naman natin ngayon mula pa sa lungsod ng General Trias City, si Danica Irish. Danica. Danica. Danica, anak, nakamute ka, nakamute. Kasalukuyang may technical error ngayon si Danica, so tawagin natin ngayon ang susunod nating mag-uulat. Micaela Javier. Micaela.
Thank you, Sir Nan. Once again, Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto guaranteed there will be no politics involved in the city's anti-COVID-19 vaccination plan. The city will abide by the health department's prioritization protocol and procedures. Soto vowed that strictly they will stick by the guidelines of DOH and who should receive the vaccine first from the healthcare professionals up to the senior citizens. He also noted fellow mayors' cooperation with our national government in implementing what needs to be enforced in the vaccination program. In a statement, the official encourages every Pasigueño and every Filipino to trust the medical experts, those who research on vaccines, and as long as it has FDA approval, these inoculations are safe and effective. Soto also appended his city has secured 400,000 doses of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine that aims to extend the national government supply. Presently, Pasig LGU is training 250 vaccinators of which 160 people from local government and 15 private hospitals in the city. Has been Micaela Javier for FTV News.
Thank you, Micaela. Makakasama naman natin ngayon ang ating news correspondent. Isay, nandiyan ka na ba? Isay, ikaw na Isay ang susunod. Micaela, mag-leave ka na. Isay, may technical problem din si Isay, so tatawagin natin ngayon ang ating susunod na mag-uulat mula pa sa lungsod ng General Trias City. Dane Crestal. Tama ba? Dane. Dane. Walang sound, Dane. Walang sound. Dane. Wala kang sound, anak. Walang sound. Pa-check. Please check. Okay. Dane? Okay na, Dane? Magsalita ka nga, Dane. Magsalita ka. Go, Dane. Medyo mahina. Choppy, Dane. Choppy. Okay ba? Yes. Dane? Okay. Sige, balikan natin si Dane para sa kanyang... yes. Balikan natin si Dane para sa kanyang live report. Tawagin natin ngayon ang susunod nating mag-uulat. Makakasama natin ang ating FTV News Correspondent, Faith Paala.
Salamat, Sir Nan. Sibak na sa pagkapuli si Police Senior Master Sergeant Jonel Nuesca, suspect sa pagpatay sa mag-inang Sonia, 52, at Frank Anthony Gregorio, 25, noong Disyembre sa Paniki, Tarlac. Sinabi ni PNP Chief General de Bolsina sa dismissal ni Nuesca ay matapos aprobahan ang rekomendasyon ng PNP Internal Affairs Service o IAS dahil sa grave misconduct na isang administratibong kaso. Ayon kay Sinas, epektibo kahapon ang dismissal order laban kay Nuesca. Nagugat ang insidente nang sitahin ni Nuesca ang pagpapaputok ng boga ni Frank Anthony. Nakuhanan ng video ang malapitang pagbaril ni Nuesca sa mag-ina at nag-viral sa social media. Ito si RJ Faith Paala, nagre-report para sa FTV Patrol.
Maraming salamat. Sino nga ba nag-report? Kalimutan ko. Wala na siya. Si Arjane ba yun? Si Arjane. Maraming salamat, Arjane. Ngayon naman ay papasukin natin sa ating studio ang ating kasamang news correspondent na si Aika Sugiyama. Aika, ano ang ating latest update?
Thank you, Sir Nan. Thousands of advocates of former U.S. President Donald Trump raided the Capitol violently in defiance to newly elected U.S. President Joe Biden's electoral victory this January 6th, Wednesday. The breach commenced due to Trump's claims of electoral fraud against Biden and that justice for the country wasn't served with the outcome of the said results. Most of the mob did not wear face masks even amidst the coronavirus pandemic, and some even carried guns and dangerous objects in attempt at displaying extreme opposition. As a result, 4 people ended up losing their lives, 52 were arrested, and 14 police officers were rendered injured. However, despite the ferocious display of the pro-Trump supporters, Biden's official victory was announced thereafter by Vice President Mike Pence the morning after the said mob attack. This is Aika Sugiyama reporting for the FTV Patrol.
Thank you so much, Aika. Ngayon ay balikan natin ang ating news correspondent na si Danica Irish. Danica.
Amyenda sa economic provisions ng saligang batas, suportado ni Albay Representative Joey Salceda ang panukalang amyenda ng ilang economic provisions ng 1987-22, lalo na ang pagbabawal sa mga dayuhang mamuhunan ng maging may-ari ng mahigit na 40% ng kapital sa ilang industriya. Pagbabawal sa kanila sa mga public utilities, media o pahayagan, at mga industriya sa likas na yaman. Ayon kay Salceda, chairman ng House Ways and Means Committee, ang naturang mga pagbabawal ang dahilan kung bakit naging kulelat at napag-iiwanan ang Pilipinas sa mga karatig bansa nito katulad ng Vietnam, Thailand at Malaysia na naging matagumpay at mabilis ang pagsulong at pagunlad sa tulong ng mga dayuhang puhunan. Sa ngayon, kailangan masusing pag-aralan natin ang nakalatag na panukalang amyenda sa saligang batas. May mga panukalang nakatuon lamang sa ekonomiya at may iba namang ang nais ay malawakang pagbabago, sabi ni Salceda. Sa mga nagsusulong naman ng federalismo, sabi ni Salceda, nagtila gahol na rin sila sa panahon. Balak nilang maamyenda ng mga konstitusyon sa unang 3 taon ng Pangulong Duterte upang may talaga ang transition government. Sa huling kalahati ng termino niya ay tungo sa katuparan ng federalismo sa bansa dahil sa marami at matinding pagsubok kasama na ang COVID-19 pandemic, tila malabo na ito mangyari. Danica Irish, si Erna, nagbabalita.
Maraming salamat, Danica Iris, para sa iyong sariwang news updates. Makakasama naman natin ngayon ang ating news correspondent na si Alyssa Verdida. Alyssa!
Thanks, Sir Nan. Japan's Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga has declared a state of emergency for the nation's capital and surrounding areas as COVID-19 cases surged to the highest level since the start of the pandemic. The emergency declaration will be in place from Friday until February 7 and applies to Tokyo and the 3 neighboring prefectures of Chiba, Saitama, and Kanagawa and includes a number of restrictions on daily life. Suga has ordered companies to encourage their staff to work from home and reduce office populations by 70%, and residents of the affected areas are also urged to avoid non-essential outings. Moreover, the hospitality sector has been hit, with restaurants ordered to close by 8 p.m. and sporting events have been instructed to limit the amount of spectators present. However, schools will still remain. This is Nicole Verdida, FTV Patrol.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for your news updates. Para sa kanyang balita, makakasama naman natin ngayon mula pa sa lungsod ng General Trias City, ano pangalan mo? Isabela Badon.
Thank you, Sir Nan. Just hours after hundreds of United States President Donald Trump supporters stormed out U.S. Capitol on January 6, claiming Trump had won the recent U.S. election, the shaken U.S. Congress have formally announced Democrat Joe Biden's election victory. No more than few hours after the certification, the White House released a statement from Trump pledging an orderly transition on January 20, the day when the Biden will soar into office. After the bloody and chaotic scene at the Capitol, the Congress had no choice but to resume its work certifying Biden's win, receiving 306 votes against Trump's 232 based on the final Electoral College vote. Meanwhile, Republican Senator Tom Cotton, a leading conservative from Arkansas, advised Trump to accept his loss and quit causing violence and chaos between the American people. Again, this is Isabel Luis Badan for the FTV Patrol.
Thank you, Isay. for our last news correspondent of the FTV Patrol. Makakasama natin ngayon si Dane. Balikan natin si Dane Crestal. Dane? Meron pa pala si Dane. Walang ano, Dane. Walang lumalabas, Dane talaga. Walang lumalabas, Dane. Sorry, anak. Walang lumalabas na ano. Let's fix later. Okay? Ayusin natin later, Dane, ha? Okay? Ayusin natin. May parang may nag-ano lang siya, scratching sound. But there is no voice coming from you. I don't know what's going on. I don't think it is the connection kasi malakas naman yung signal mo, anak. Maganda yung malinaw ang camera mo. Balikan muli natin si Dane Crestal. Ngayon ay tawagin natin si Tracy Candare para sa kanyang balita. Tracy.
Maraming salamat, Sir Nan. Pinalawig pa ng Toll Regulatory Board ang transition period para sa cashless toll system para bigyang dagdag oras ang mga motorista wala pang RFID at may saayos ang ilang pang problema sa contactless toll collection system. Ibig sabihin, pwede pa rin ang cash payment sa mga tollway at hindi huhuliin o pagmumultahin ang mga motoristang wala pang radio frequency ID sticker. Indefinite ba ang pagpapalawig na ito? Ang RFID sticker ay kailangan para sa mga cashless payment sa mga tollgate ayon kay TRB spokesperson Julius Corpus. Ito ay para mabigyan ng sapat na panahon ang mga motoristang hindi pa nagpapakapit ng RFID. Makakatulong din ang extension para masolusyonan ng toll operators ang ilang problema sa sistema ng cashless system gaya ng real-time reloading. Ako si Tracy Candal, nagpabalita para sa FTV Patrol. Balik sa iyo, Hernane.
sorry. Natawa ako. Kumpare kaya. Teka lang Okay. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Tracy, para sa iyong balita. Meron pa tayong isang kasama sa balikan natin si Dane. Dane, nandiyan ka pa ba, Dane? Okay, Dane. Natawa ako sa maraming salamat, Hernane. Diba? Okay, ngayon ay hintayin natin si Dane. Dane, paki-message ako, Dane, or paki-message classmate mo kung kaya pa. Okay, so mukhang si Dane, mukhang ang ating news correspondent na si Dane ay nagkakaroon talaga ng technicality sa kanyang internet connection. So ngayon ay dito nagtatapos ang ating isang oras, 30 minutong balitaan para sa FTV News Patrol. Sa muli, ako ang inyong news anchor, Ginoong Hernani Buelia, nagsasabing wala. Magagaling sila. Paalam. Okay, so guys, everybody please manood na ngayon dito. Everybody watch. Balik tayo sa ating Okay, guys, babalik tayo ngayon sa Meet, sa Google Meet para teka, may papasok. Okay, subukan natin. Balikan natin si Dane. At baka Dane, magsalita ka nga, Dane, kung okay. Nawala bigla. Okay, excuse me po. Okay, ngayon ay balik tayo sa ating Google Meet. I'm going to create another link for the Google Meet para doon tayo magkita muli at mapag-usapan ang mga nangyari. Okay, bibigyan natin ng pagkakataon naman sa mga susunod na I will just give another schedule for our for those who were not able to make it today. No worry. Okay, I will send the link to our GC. Then please everybody go back to your journalism GC and we'll meet again at our Google Meet. I will end the I will end here na ha. I will end the stream here na sa ano sa YouTube.